Then Fitna shows a woman with her thighs tightened by green wrap up to her waist, and another woman's face screaming while she is laying down. Then a scarfed up woman, head cut off, a woman in full purple burqa sitting halfway while an executor points a rifle at her head. In response, I say, those images of women getting killed do remind me of the Sharia of the Prophet Moses when he commanded his army to decapitate and kill all the male children and non-virgin women who survived the Israeli Holocaust in the event of the vengeance of the Lord Holy War articles of the book of Numbers chapter 31 already stated in this response, and I see no need to repeat it here. I agree, Mr. Wilders, that the decapitating and the killing of the innocent non-virgin women and male children are not the law of the land now. Therefore, I am awaiting your honest opinion concerning the vengeance of the Lord Holy War articles of the book of Numbers chapter 31. However, the vengeance of the Lord Holy War articles are superseded by the divine mercy and the blessings by Allah through the Prophet of mercy, Muhammad, and the merciful Quran. Then somebody in Fitna says, hell will break loose. What you need a heavy bomb attack? In response, yes. All you need a fabricated scenario supported by fabricated fraudulent videos of aircrafts impacting the Twin Towers in New York for the USA's hell to break loose against the Muslims and their countries, as it did. Hell did break loose after the 9/11 criminal attacks in New York, USA, but it was against the wrong people. It was against the innocent in the protection of the real criminals. Hell did also break loose in Iraq based on frauds and perjuries. Furthermore, hell did break loose by the Israelis' Holocaust in the summer of 2006 in southern Lebanon and by the Israelis' Holocaust in the winter of 2008 and 2009 in Gaza Strip. Then Fitna shows someone is saying, we do not agree with the freedom of speech because we denounce democracy. In response, I say, the term democracy means no God, no Lord, and that's not only anti-Islam, but also anti the true Judaism and the true Christianity. I ask, was Moses or Jesus or any godly prophet in the Bible anti-God? Therefore, democracy is anti-God and anti-Prophet Abraham. Furthermore, and when it comes to the freedom of speech, we have to distinguish between the freedom of the true speech and the freedom of the false speech. The majority of the Western media outlets are controlled and mainly owned by the sons of the devil of John 8:44, where they are 24/7, mesmerize, brainwash, program, and bewitch the public with falsehood, which they call the freedom of speech. But when a Muslim wants to respond to the false speech of the media, then all the media would gather and attack and bark at him and call him every bad name in the dictionary. They will even invent new bad names to call such Muslim with, and use the FBI to ruin his or her life, as in the USA. A main Chicago Jewish newspaper director told me in person that if I want a freedom of speech, then I should have my own newspaper. Furthermore, Mr. Richmond, a disabled old man, was crushed to death by 14 sheriff deputies in the courtroom in the presence of his screaming, desperate mother to save his life and in front of the judge because he wanted to speak to testify as a witness in the defense of his mother in a traffic citation. Moreover, and in the USA, and as the outcome of the attempt of the freedom of true speech by a Muslim man, there is a cowardly, null and void outstanding order on the liberty and the life of the Muslim man when the previous attempts on his life failed, and the government issued an order of raping his wife and committing her to prostitution, kidnapped and is torturing his 4 children as I am speaking now, and accept his properties. Such are the outcome of the Muslims' freedom of speech in the USA. Could anyone imagine that the outcome of the freedom of speech is going to be somewhere else worse than the outcome of the freedom of speech of the Muslims in the USA? Wilder is advocating and promoting the freedom of the false speech in his fitna because he is under the spell of his masters, the sons of the devil of John 8:44, who cannot stand in the truth. The fitna is showing a title, Schools closes on Muslims holidays, in response. Why the schools should close only on Christian holidays? Why the schools shouldn't close on the Muslims holidays as they do in the Christians holidays? Isn't that Wilder did run out of false accusations against Islam, so he's targeting the policies of his own country and its allies? Isn't that Wilder is a racist politician who advocates and promotes discriminatory policies against the children members of the minority communities in his country? Why the Muslim children shouldn't enjoy their holiday with their parents in the Netherlands? Is Wilder a child abuser? Mr. Wilder, you need to remember that you were a child too, and that we are all the descendants of one father, that's Adam, and one mother, that's Eve, and we are all the creation of one Lord God, Allah. No Jews and Gentile classifications of the Holy Bible here. Therefore, the mentality of the discriminatory classification of mankind of Jews and Gentiles of the Holy Bible is superseded by the equality of mankind before their Creator, the Lord God Allah, in the Quran. The Quran which states, O you mankind, fear your Lord, who have created you from a single soul, from Adam, and from which he created his mate, Eve. And he created from them, from Adam and Eve, many men and women. See the Great Quran, Surah 4, Ayah 1. Allah informs us in Surah 4, Ayah 1 of the Great Quran the following. A. There is only one God, Lord, and He is the Creator. B. There is only one race, that's the mankind race, or the human race. C. All mankind are from one parent, from Adam. D. God created Eve from Adam. E. Adam and Eve are our parents and we are their children. F. We, the children of Adam and Eve, are brothers and sisters of one family and one race, regardless of our colors or languages. G. The man is the origin of the woman. Therefore, the woman must not rebel against her origin, and she must love, respect, and humble herself before man, because she cannot hate, despite, or resent her own origin, the man. Because the man is the woman's origin, and if it was not for the man, the woman would not even exist. H. The woman is from the man, that she is part of the man's body. Therefore, the man must love, respect, and humble himself before the woman whom Allah created for him and from his own body. And he must love, care, and protect the woman as part of his own body. And the man must not hate, despite, or resent the woman, because the man cannot live without his other part of his body. Accordingly, Surah 4, Ayah 1 of the Great Quran abolishes not only racism, but also sexism. Allah also abolishes racism in Surah 49, Ayah 13 of the Great Quran, that Allah states, O you mankind, we have created you all from a male, Adam, and a female, and made you into nations and tribes, in order that you get to know each other. The most honorable one of you before Allah is he who is more fearing to Allah. Verily, Allah is all-knowing, all-aware of who is more fearing to Allah. See the Great Quran, Surah 49, Ayah 13.